Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So here to do a reaction, and I came across this video probably like, I don't know, a month and a half ago or something. And it was Morissette, Jona, and Madela, I'm not quite sure. And they were rehearsing for, it looked like a Whitney Houston medley or something. I think it had Greatest Love of All and I Have Nothing or something. So I added that to my playlist, and then I was just getting ready to react to it. And then I saw like the intro thing where it said it was like rehearsal for whatever event that was towards the end of December. So I was like, let me see if maybe the actual live performance was somewhere on the YouTubes. So I Googled their names and whatnot, and I found the event. There were a couple different videos, so I listened to like the first like 10-15 seconds of each one, and this one seemed to have like the best audio of the ones that I could find. It doesn't specifically say what songs they're singing, but we're just going to find out together. It looks like it's about 16 minutes, so grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack, and strap in for some good music. We're just going to see what they do. Such pretty vocalizations. Look at the production quality on this stage. Okay, come on, Evanescence!
Open doors, leading you down into my core, where I become so numb, without a soul, my spirit sleeping somewhere cold, until you find it there and lead it back home. Wake me up inside.
Okay.
Wake me up inside. Call my name and save me from the dark. In my blood to run before I come undone. Save me from the nothing I've become.
Work, girl.
Now that I know what I'm without, you can't just leave me. Breathe into me and make me real. Bring me to life. Wake me up inside. Wake me up inside.
I love this chord.
Call my name and save me from the dark. In my blood to run before I come undone. Save me from the nothing I've become.
Come on! Push it out, girl.
Bring me to life. Bring me to life.
I'm gonna pause it real quick between songs. Okay, so this might not be the Whitney Houston medley that I was looking for, but still, that's okay because Evanescence, growing up, was my single all-time favorite band. Kelly Clarkson was my favorite singer, solo artist. Evanescence was my favorite band. And this song is, it's iconic. It's such just iconic Evanescence vocals. And Amy Lee she's classically trained. She's a classically trained pianist. She's got that, you know, and you can tell in the way that she approaches some of her singing, she's got some of that classically trained, not necessarily operatic singing, but she does kind of lean into that from time to time. And at least when she's recording, when she's live, she'll lean into it and then she'll be a little bit more aggressive. So what I liked about the three of them is like they were giving me three different sides to like how Amy Lee sings and records her music. Like Jed was giving me very much sort of lower, chestier kind of tones that Amy tends to do a lot more live. That's when she, or even in like some of her bigger like beltier notes, they tend to be a lot more chestier, and then she'll do like light head voice. Jona was giving me very just pulled up, how do I want to describe it? Like her vocal choices when she was singing here sounded very, very trained, almost operatic in a sense. They were very light and placed. Terrible example. Terrible example. She didn't even sing that part. But like it was just, it felt very trained and proper and just very, very musically trained, operatic in a sense. And then Morissette was kind of the other side of the spectrum, where it was a lot more like where Jona's high notes seemed light and sort of mixed. Morissette's attack on the same notes felt just belty. They felt belty and pop. So like it was like two different sides of singing the same kind of vocal, if that makes any sense. But I loved all their takes on it. I love the harmonies between the three of them on the song. When they started to blend together, Morissette was definitely a standout amongst the three of them blending together, probably for the same reason where Jona was very classical in the way that she was delivering it, and Jed was sounding very full kind of classical baritone in the way that he was delivering it when they were blending together. And Morissette, she blended pretty well too, but she was approaching it a lot more with a pop sort of sense. So there was a lot more growling that's, you know, characteristic of Morissette style, and just her belts in general, which are just always pristine and just beautiful and whatnot. So you could, they blended well together, but I could hear when they would split off into do their own things, like Morissette's vocals were the ones that I gravitated more towards, just because like I felt like when we were bringing in the guitars and all that kind of stuff and the music was amping up, her vocals were growing in strength with it, where the other twos were blending, giving that nice sort of background harmony and whatnot. But I'm excited to see what else is in this medley, so we're just going to continue. Sorry about that little babble.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
Hello.
Come on, you want to see those hands up in the air? Come on, hands together. Everybody at home.
All right, what are we getting into?
Yeah, come on, join us. Did you ever think that we would be standing here? Did you ever think we would? Did you ever think everything just disappeared? Did you ever think we could? Let me show you how to be a dreamer. Let me show you how to chase down the sun. Oh, looking back when you're dreaming.
See, and now Jona is changing the styling and how she's singing this song, because it's a different kind of song.
Higher than high, higher than we ever knew that we could.
I don't think I know this song, but
Baby, we'll fly
sounds good.
higher than the stars ever thought they could
Oh, I love the visual production on the stage. Oh, I love Morissette's dress. Ooh. Work, girl. Where are we going?
Higher than high, higher than we ever knew that we could go. Maybe we'll fly farther than the stars.
Their harmonies are so tight. They blend so well together. Okay, I won't stop it after this song because I don't know the song. But it was fun. It was
Thank you
fun.
very much and a pleasant evening to everybody.
Good evening, everybody.
Who are watching tonight. My name is Jed Madela.
My name is Morissette.
Madela.
And I'm
Okay,
Jona.
I had it right the first time.
And welcome to the grand countdown to 2021.
What a year it has been,
Yes.
guys. But we're
finally
finally
that the
here.
truth?
Finally here. Yes.
We made it.
And we would like to send a message tonight.
I hear Whitney. Okay, this is okay.
Learning to love yourself. It is the greatest love of all.
Come on, put a crescendo into that. Ooh, that was pretty.
Bittersweet memories. That is all I'm taking with me.
Come on,
So
girl.
goodbye. Please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need. And I will always love you. I will always love you. Wise now, I'm not the foolish girl you used to know so long ago. I'm stronger now. I've learned from my mistakes which way to go, and I should know. I never had a chance to do things my way. So now it's time for me to take control.
Come on, girl.
And I am not afraid to try. And I don't care if I'm right or wrong. I live my life the way I feel. No matter what, I'm gonna keep it real.
I'm gonna keep it real.
It's time for me to do it. Oh, start again.
Come on, Jed. Fill out this chord.
I'm running things in my way. Can't stop me now. just begun. Don't even think about it. There ain't no way you got it. I'm taking names, the ones that's mine. Yes, I'm gonna take my time. It's
Come on, boy.
time for me to finally stand alone. Stand alone.
You better sneak in here with that soft head. Come on, boy.
Cause I'll never change all my colors for you.
Oh.
Take my love, I'll never ask for too much. Just all that you are and everything that you do. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't wanna have to go where you don't follow. I'll hold it back again.
Come on, boy.
There's passion inside. I can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. Your love I remember forever.
Work, boy.
But don't make me come back. Please don't go.
Ooh, come on back, right? Is the greatest love of all. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, Growl at me,
at
girl.
least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my because the greatest love of all is happening to me. Yes, it's happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself, it is the greatest love of all. You're a winner for a lifetime if you seize that one moment in time. Make it shine one moment in time.
Ooh, that was an interesting change.
When I'm more than I thought I could be. When all of my dreams are
I like that flip up in her head voice.
and the answers are up to me. Give me one moment in time when I'm racing with destiny. Yeah, and in that one moment of time, I will be.
Very, very nice. Okay. I don't know how much more was involved in this concert. If it was just them singing the whole damn time for hours and hours on end. If it is, I want to see more of the concert. But if this was all their part that they gave for the concert, man, what a diverse catalog that they just sang their way through for the last 16 minutes. Like, we started off with Evanescence, then moved into, I'm not sure what the second song was or who sang that, but it wasn't Evanescence and it wasn't Whitney Houston. And then we dived into a plethora of Whitney Houston's greatest hits in her catalog. So we went through 3 different artists, 3 completely different styles, and then, you know, ended with one of the hardest vocalists in the world to sing. And it's just like, man, they did not falter in the least. I loved them on the Whitney Houston medley because I feel like each of them got a chance to shine in a different way. I love how Jona, I mentioned it slightly during one of the songs, but I love how Jona and Jed, their vocal stylings changed and adapted to the different styles of songs that they were singing. So like when they were singing Bring Me to Life, I mentioned Jona and Jed, they both had more of a kind of upright, almost operatic kind of classical sound that they were putting out with the song, where Morissette was a lot more pop and belty with it. But then when we got into the second song, I mentioned Jona, how she was singing was less, you know, upright and a lot more in league with Morissette in terms of like the pop genre. Jed was still kind of a little bit more full baritone-ish sounding, but then we got to the Whitney Houston medley and Jed just shocked the hell out of me. He was giving me all these sort of just light, easy tenor sort of things happening in his voice. It was very interesting to hear him go from that sort of super full baritone almost sound in the beginning to then this pop tenor-ish kind of sound. I'm probably gonna guess baritone because I'm a baritone too, with a, you know, heavier, more baritone type quality to my voice, but you know, I can do some of the tenor stuff. And just how he was able to navigate so freely between that sort of heavy, well, I guess his voice wasn't super heavy, but how he was able to navigate between like the lower full baritone kind of sound and then sing that sort of more fluid tenor kind of stuff that he was doing in I Have Nothing and some of the other Whitney Houston stuff. I just love the contrast. I love the contrast in how he was singing, how Jona was singing, and it was Morissette throughout every song, you know. So she was big, full, in your face, belting her face off, growls here, there, and all over, and just showing you her voice. Morissette was Morissette the entire time. But I love how the others, I got to see a vocal journey with the other two. And like I said, each of them got a time to shine in the Whitney Houston medley. I feel like I mentioned with Jed, he, for me, shone so much when he was singing the verse of I Am Nothing. Like I just shut my eyes and I just went on that vocal journey with that. All the subtle nuances, all the little sort of crescendos into the notes, and then like there's just so much control in the nuanced things that he did vocally that just so beautiful. Jona, I think she really shone when we transitioned out of, I think it was I Have Nothing, into Greatest Love of All. Her voice just, I mean, she sounded really good on all the Whitney songs, but yeah, on Greatest Love of All, I just feel like that transition into that song. Greatest Love of All was her song. I Have Nothing was Jed's song. And Morissette, when she was doing Try It On My Own, oh God, just, her voice was just this warm, beautiful, milk chocolatey, just delicious drink I just want to But and then any point when Morissette had the belt was just magical because her belts are gorgeous. And Jona, she was belting up there just along with her. And Jed, a lot of the time Jed was playing more of a background role, which is cool. So I liked the times when he got to sing solo and he got to showcase what he can do, but a lot of the times it was Jona, then Morissette, Jona, then Morissette, and Jed was singing background vocals either by himself or with one or the other who wasn't singing the solo line at that point. So I'm glad he got a couple of those little solo places there where we could actually see what he can do. But yeah, they all just fantastic, man, fantastic. So I'm just gonna stop babbling now because I could probably go on and on, but I've got other things to react to. So, sorry, got hiccups. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications so be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments and I'll get to it as soon. No words. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you would like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And if you'd like to subscribe to my secondary channel where I get into all of my makeup tutorials, all my arts and crafts, my baking, and all that kind of jazz, and whatever else comes across my mind, everything Topher, feel free to go over there, and I will see you guys in my next video. Love you. And before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. I love you guys.